yourself pursuing music and playing shows around the world, I would have probably said no. But at the same time, if you ask me, do you want to or see yourself making some sort of a difference to the world? I'm sure I would have said yes. And I think this is the case for all of us. We all have that inner desire to make some sort of a difference to the world in our own capacity. But somewhere along that path from being a teen to an adult, this somehow fades away. When I was finishing my high school, my parents were clear to me, or they told me that from when I was 18, I had to be financially independent, which meant I had to either take student loans or start earning my own money. And they said they would be there for me in case things went wrong, and if I didn't have like a backup option, they would be there for me. But they gave me the freedom to do what I wanted and to learn from my successes and mistakes. And I am immensely grateful for this. Parents in the audience, this is probably the best thing you can do for your children. Because of this, I learned to be financially aware of my expenses. I learned to build a community or a support system that I could fall back on. And most importantly, I learned to take important decisions for myself regarding my life. Some of these decisions worked, some of them completely failed, but I'm sure I learned a lot in this process. And so I began a journey that was slightly different from the mainstream. At 16, I joined the Green School in Bali, Indonesia, which is one of the most unique schools in the world, and where I won a scholarship for my senior year. There I walked to school, ate locally grown food, I recycled my own waste, learned hands-on, and led completely a very sustainable, eco-friendly, and carbon-neutral life. At 18, when I graduated from the Green School with a high GPA, is when I realized that a lot of colleges that I wanted to join didn't accept this Green School curriculum. So naturally I was very disappointed, I was left doubting my decisions, but at the same time I saw this as an opportunity to try something new. So impulsively I wrote to the Raghudiksha project, who I came to know, was looking for a guitar player. And the next morning I received an email back inviting me to join the band, and I ended up playing over 120 shows in the band at dream venues like the Glastonbury Festival and the Sydney Opera House. At 19, I co-founded my own band, When Chai Mein Toast, which has a considerable listening base now across the country and even the world. We tour regularly around the country and we try to make a difference to the lives of people in our own capacity. And at 20, when a lot of my friends were getting out of college was when I finally enrolled into Berkeley Online to complete my degree. Now a lot of relatives thought I was completely crazy to be doing what I was doing, this ulta approach that I took. But I feel there is nothing wrong with this approach that I've taken. A lot of these decisions were very impulsive that I took, but it is because of these decisions that opened up so many new opportunities and so many new experiences that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And yes, a lot of people say I was lucky or I was fortunate, but fortune doesn't just come at you if you wait for it to hit you. The fact is, none of this wouldn't have happened if I didn't send that email, and I feel that's the part of putting yourself in a position for opportunities to strike you. And what enabled me to take the opportunity were the hours that I spent in my bedroom practicing my guitar. And when the opportunity came, I knew I had to trust my gut and take it, even though it went against initial plan and it seemed intimidating at first. And I believe this can apply to any field. When something as soon as tomorrow is unpredictable, when there are so many changes happening around you, there are new technologies, there are new trends, one has to constantly keep on adapting and evolving to make the most of what's around you. Steve Jobs didn't start out knowing what he was building would end up being Apple. But what set him apart were those tiny baby steps that he took, those short-term focused goals that in a whole led to something bigger, and he was consistently adapting and evolving to the world around him. And that is something that we try to put into practice at When Chai Mein Toast. When China Toast was formed as a collaborative project in 2015 to create simple, honest music that we could relate to and what we felt comfortable and true about us doing. So the biggest catch, so now we are a 4-piece band. It started off as a 2-piece band, but now we call ourselves 4 South Indian boys trying to play English folk music. Now the biggest catch when we started off was that we were from Kerala, and as Bruce mentioned earlier, we were writing in English, and that was initially very hard because we were from Kerala in a country where regional music is so popular. How could we break out and reach a larger audience where there was no support from mainstream radio or television? And we didn't want to follow the trend at the time, which was to take old folk music and add elements and call it our own, because we wanted to write our own music and put it out there. Our approach was simple. We had simple sing-along melodies that we wrote, which is what came naturally to us, and lyrics that people could relate to, like talking about the joys of little things in life and experiences that we've all gone through. And when it came naturally to us, we included a line or two of Hindi or Tamil in between all this English lyric. Now we didn't force this in any way, and the line or two of Hindi or Tamil may have been just 1 or 2 lines of the whole song. And also we wanted to be that band that was there for the people, and it was music that people could go to and listen, and at least for that small period, that short period of time, they could forget their worries and feel positive. And so all this totally ended up working wonders for us. Our first release, called Beautiful World, went on to reach more ears than we expected, and that was what put us in the independent music chart or independent music radar of the country. And with every release, we wanted to reach across different social and different age groups and with different demographics. So for our video for Believe, which is a song we released recently, we wanted it to appeal as much to our mothers and grandmothers as much as it did to the millennials. And so when the rest of the population was watching Netflix or listening to Ed Sheeran, we knew we had to give them something comparable in quality with the obviously restrained budget. So even though we have only like maybe 10 releases in the last 3 years, we made sure that everything was the best it could be, and we made sure that we invested everything into these releases. And so that comes to the last thing on the slide of investing in ourselves, which we took very seriously, and we still don't make much money from the band, but we hope that in the larger run a lot of people listen to the music, and what makes what we do even more special and even more gratifying are stories like this. One of our friends, Sanjana, went to teach at a school called the Haji Public School in Kashmir. Now this is a school that is so remote that there are no motorable roads. You have to go on horseback to get there. And to teach English to these students, Sanjana introduced them to our song called Firefly. Now these students took to the song so much that they started singing it for their assemblies, and they wrote the lyrics of the song on posters and they put it up all across the school. And these students hadn't seen video screens. They were seeing video screens for the first time, and they sent us back videos of them singing this song, and that was immensely heartwarming. And I would love to play a couple of minutes of them singing of this video, and it can really show how much music can help connect across different boundaries and age groups.
Like a firefly, oh, in the night, I lay in the light, chasing all shadows. Days
Shubham, what happened when chai met toast?
When chai met toast, they decided to sing.
Okay, Kashif, what happened when chai met toast?
We put toast in chai and then they drank it.
So apart from this, we get so many messages from people saying how our music has made a difference in their lives, and it's incredibly heartwarming, incredibly special, and we're proud to have our EP, our latest EP, Believe, which debuted as #1 on the Indian bestsellers, and it also, one of the singles coached from it, was consistently in the top 50 pop charts. And I feel we all have to think of finished as an F word for all of us. You know, like I read this recently. Every day presents an opportunity to learn more, to be more, to grow more, to learn more. And if you think of our lives as a permanent beta, you seem to realize that there is consistent development to do on yourself, that you're never a finished product, and you have to always consistently keep on adapting and evolving to the world around you. And so a year from now, I don't know where I'll be or what I'll be doing, but I know I'll be trying to make some sort of a difference to the world. And if someone asks you what your plans in life are, if you don't know, if you don't have an answer to them, as long as you're working hard, you're enjoying what you're doing, and you're consistently adapting to what's around you, I'm sure the next big opportunity will be right around the corner. Thank you.